Majority of the people that are using ChatGPT every single day for their daily tasks are unaware of this extremely powerful platform by OpenAI itself, which is called Codex. That same monthly subscription that you are paying for ChatGPT can get you access to this platform. This platform can help you cut down a lot of manual work that you're doing while working with ChatGPT alone, because this one has got agentic capabilities. And this video is going to be a complete guide on Codex. We're going to start by setting up Codex, then we will be exploring the different capabilities that it has, which makes it stand out. And then I'm going to show you some amazing use cases of Codex that you can start applying right away. And while watching the video, I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot of ideas of how you can use it for your everyday work. So hello everyone, my name is Yashica Jain. I'm an AI automation expert. I run my own agency called Automates AI, wherein we implement AI solutions for businesses. We help them by cutting down their tedious manual work and replacing that with AI and automation. If anyone is interested, the link to our website is in the description. Alright, so now that you know me, let's get started with Codex. So let's quickly understand what is the major difference between ChatGPT and Codex. Why are these two different platforms by the same company, which is OpenAI? So ChatGPT is an AI assistant. At most, you ask it a question, it gives you a response. Yes, it can search the web, you can connect it to a few tools. So in short, it can help you do the task, but it cannot do that task for you. And that is where Codex comes in. It can actually do that task for you. So you can just leave your laptop and watch it take action. So ChatGPT is cloud-based, but Codex is something that is installed inside of your system. And hence, Codex has access to your files. It can read the files directly from your computer, and it can also create files directly on your computer. It can operate your computer, it can operate the browser, not just search it. It can operate it, and it can also code for you. It can build web apps, macOS apps, iOS apps, and much more. There are things like skills and plugins that actually make it stand out. So as I said in the very beginning, it will help you save a lot of time. For example, you copy pasting from ChatGPT, you doing things manually. So simply search for Codex and go to the first link. Right here, they've made it very clear that there are two different ways of using it. First is using it for work, for getting things done, and second is for coding. And if we talk about how we can access it, so again, three different ways. You can either download it as an app inside of your computer. It supports macOS, supports Windows, or you can use it within VS Code or Cursor, for example, as an extension in VS Code, or you can use it from your terminal. Now in this video, we're going to download it as a desktop app and we're going to use it so that there is no friction for beginners. So simply download it inside of your computer. Once the installation process is completed, simply sign into your ChatGPT account. Now this works on the Go plan, on the Plus plan, on the Teams plan, Enterprise. But yes, the usage limit for all of them differs. The interface might look very familiar to you. It's nothing overwhelming. It's more like ChatGPT, but with agentic capabilities. Mastering ChatGPT was more of a 2023 thing, which was all around prompt engineering, etc. And now in 2026, it's all about agentic AI and vibe coding. And if you're interested in this topic itself, I would highly recommend that you subscribe to my channel because it is all about that. Because I am all about it. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is head over to settings. And right here, I want you to choose the work mode. So there are two different ones, as I said, first for coding and second for your everyday tasks. Now, I'm going to cover use cases for both of them, which is how you can use it for your everyday work and how you can use it for vibe coding. But you can choose the one that you do the most. Next up, head over to personalization. Now this is where you can firstly choose the personality of your Codex agent. The reason why I'm calling it an agent instead of assistant is because it can actually take actions. So that's the major difference between the two. And here you can basically give it custom instructions. Anything that you type in here directly edits your AGENTS.md file. And it is a file that the Codex agent reads directly from in each and every chat. So this is the place where you can customize the Codex agent for yourself. You can tell it who you are, what you do, how you want it to behave. Any sort of rules or guidelines should work. For example, here's a generic way. So we're telling it you are a highly capable thinking and execution partner. Your purpose is to help me think clearly, solve problems, make decisions, and get meaningful work done. Here are your principles. Here's the communication style, the problem solving, coding and technical related work, mindset, What to do when uncertain, what to do when certain. Your goal is not just to provide answers, but to improve decisions, execution, and results. On top of this, you can also add information about yourself, who you are, what you do, and how you want it to help you. I'll include this prompt in the resources linked in the description. You can easily copy it from there, edit it as per your needs, and make Codex personalized to your needs. Once that is done, simply save it. Now, while we are here, I also want to talk about the memory part. So by default, this option is turned off. So basically, this is a functionality that is called persistent memory, which means that from each and every chat, the Codex assistant is going to learn something, and it is going to remember that across your new chats so that you don't have to repeat the same thing again and again. So this makes Codex good at your tasks. The only downside is that it obviously adds to the usage. It's going to increase your usage. Because as time passes, Codex is going to save a lot of things about you, and it's going to pass them in the new chat, which means that it's going to use more and more tokens. So it's your call if you want to turn this feature on or off, and then you can also easily delete this at any given point in time. You can remove all the memories anytime you want. And as of today's date, this is also experimental. As far as I know, it stores these memories onto your system itself. It's a file somewhere on the system where it is saving these. So that was all about the settings and the quick setup that we had to do. Now let me walk you through the actual capabilities that Codex offers that makes it special. The number one offering by Codex is their marketplace of plugins. So plugins basically extend the capabilities of the Codex agent, which actually allows it to do things. Firstly, there are basic plugins like documents, spreadsheets, presentations. These are turned on by default. That actually lets it create spreadsheets, create presentations, create documents, read them easily. Then come plugins like browser and computer use. So these let it actually control the browser and control your computer. So you can simply search for them and you can turn them on. There are also plugins like build iOS apps, build Mac OS apps, build web apps, build web data visualization that make Codex better at these tasks. So for say you want to build an iOS app using Codex, then you would essentially add this plugin which will help it build, refine and debug iOS apps with all of these workflows. I have the web app one installed. And the third type of plugins are app-related plugins. For example, there's a Canva plugin that will help Codex actually create Canva designs for you, edit designs for you, and search them. So you can do quick searches, for example, whatever you're using currently for your everyday tasks, and you can enable them. So for example, there's Gmail, there's Outlook, there's Drive, any CRM that you're using, right? So you can go through them. And something that they have very recently introduced are role-specific plugins. So they have introduced a set of 6 role-specific plugins. And if you are in one of these 6 roles, then I would highly recommend that you add this plugin. Just to take an example, let's suppose that you are in sales. Now here's what the sales plugin offers. Firstly, it offers all of these apps installed right away for you, which generally salespeople use. For example, Apollo, for example, Outlook, DocuSign, Slack, and then all you have to do is simply sign into them. And then it offers inbuilt skills. So what are skills? You can think of skills as instructions that make the agent good at a particular task. So for the salespeople, they have introduced 21 skills. And that means Codex is going to become good at these 21 tasks, and you can ask it to do them for you. For example, planning deal strategy, preparing for a meeting, company research, building a business case, analyzing account signals. You can even click on them and you can actually see what is in there. So it transforms Codex from a generic agent to your sales-specific agent. And I'm pretty sure OpenAI is going to introduce more role-specific plugins in case yours is not listed here, and that can really help you. For example, this is the one for data analytics. So it's going to get better at analyzing data quality. So these are the instructions. It's going to get better at Jupyter, at validating data, KPI reporting, building dashboards and reports, etc. And right here at the top, you will also spot skills. As I said, skills are instructions that make them good at a particular task. And these are by default turned on. For example, image generation is a skill, front-end app builder is a skill. If you click on it, you can easily read whatever is mentioned inside of that skill. and you can turn it on and off, and you can also create skills of your own. For example, the newsletter generator skill or the blog post generator skill, wherein you tell it everything that you follow yourself, so that every time you ask it to generate a blog post, it follows all of them and you don't have to repeat the same things again and again. So essentially, these plugins and skills are going to play a big role in any task that we do using Codex. Most of my use cases are also going to rely on plugins as well as skills. But yes, one of the use cases would also be around automations. So this is a capability wherein you can basically schedule tasks. So at a given point in time, it is going to run through Codex and you're going to get the output. For example, if you want to get a daily brief, if you want to get a weekly review, weekly report, and there are a few more options here, and you can also set up your own automation. You just have to tell it, it'll do it for you. We will see how we can do that. Codex also has a phone app. So basically you can connect your phone to this Mac and then you can pick up from where you left off. So you can continue any Codex chat from your phone. And this works very similar to ChatGPT, wherein we have it on our computer and we also have it on our phone. You can also create projects within of Codex. So any chats that are related can exist in a single folder. Now, before we put Codex to work and before we start exploring the use cases, we also have to choose a permission state. So there are 3 different ones that you can choose from. The first one always asks for your approval before it edits any file, uses the internet. The second one only asks for actions that are potentially unsafe, and the third one gives it complete access. Now, because this has access to our computer, access to our files, I would recommend that you choose from the first 2 and try to avoid the third option. And out of these as well, I would prefer ask for approval, but approve for me is also not that bad. From here, you can attach any files or folders. If you want to work on a certain file type, you can also choose that. For example, you want to create a spreadsheet, so you choose this. You want to edit a presentation, you choose this. They also have modes. So for example, if you turn on the plan mode, you can basically plan out what you will be doing. For example, plan out a web app that you will be building. In that case, it's not going to start building, but first it's going to come up with the plan for you, and only after you approve it will it start building. Then there's also pursue goal. So these are 2 different modes, and any plugins you download will be shown right here. From here, you can choose the model. So right now their frontier model is GPT 5.5, which is the one we're going to use. And from here, you can choose reasoning. So reasoning basically helps it think deeply and respond intelligently. So basically it gives it more power, but at the same time, it takes more time and it consumes more tokens. Another cool feature is the /. So if you put a / inside the chat, you will see this pop up. So these are a few configurations. For example, memory, so you can turn it on or turn it off. Similarly, a few more, and then down here you have skills. Now in most cases, Codex will automatically choose the skill related to the task it is doing. For example, if it is generating an image, it will automatically choose this by itself. You don't have to do anything. But if you do want to invoke it yourself, you can do a / and you can click on that skill. Now that will ensure that Codex uses this skill no matter what. It reads these instructions. Another one is @. So that is for plugins. For example, if you're building a web app, you can choose this plugin and then you can type the rest of your prompt. And if you want the chat to be connected to a particular folder, you can choose it from here. So I hope by now you are comfortable with Codex, you understand what it is capable of, and you know where things are. So this was basically a quick setup and a quick tour of the platform. And now we can start off with the use cases. Okay, so starting off with the first use case. So out of these plugins, there's this plugin called Hyperframes, which is by Jain, which can actually help you generate videos. I'm not talking about those 6 seconds AI videos that Gemini generates, for example. Instead, I'm talking about product demos, explainer videos, announcements, storytelling videos. So let me show you an example so that you understand what I'm talking about. So firstly, just search for this one and download it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to generate a product announcement video for Codex itself. And for that, I'm just going to give it the URL or the link to Codex website. So I'm going to ask it to turn this website into a 20 seconds SaaS style product announcement video. As simple as that. We're not giving it anything else, just the link to the website. And I'm going to hit send. This process does not require any sign in or anything like that. it already has the skills, etc. on how it has to do it. So let's wait for some time and let's see the video it generates. Alright, so it took some time and here's the screen it opened right after it completed working. Now before I play that video, I had given it the link to this website, okay? Now let's watch the video. So it's a 20-second video, let me play it. Okay, I like that. Nice. I mean, this turned out to be really great because we just gave it one line, which is take this website and turn it into a product announcement video. Yeah, I like the animations, etc. Feels very SaaS oriented. Now, using the same plugin, you can generate other sorts of videos, as I said, for example, explainer videos, product showcases. You can even add subtitles to existing videos. You can add voiceovers, music, etc. And you can easily export it out from here. For any given plugin, if you want to understand what all it can help you with, you can simply ask Codex and it will give you a list of things it can help with. For example, here's the list for hyperframes. Alright, so for our next use case, we're going to ask it to look into this folder called expense receipts and find these 15 expense receipts, OCR them, basically these are images, so extract the text from them, and we're going to ask it to give us a spreadsheet with all of these expenses. So let me tell it, hey Codex, look into the expense receipts folder which is on my desktop. There should be about 15 images of the expense receipts that have been sent by my employees. I want you to OCR all of them and create a spreadsheet with all the details about all of those receipts along with a total of the amount that needs to be paid. Alright, so let's send this. So the good thing here is that you don't have to attach files. Even if it's 15 images, even if it's 325 images, it's fine. You can just give it the folder name and it should be able to locate them for you. Alright, so we have got our Excel file. So the first sheet has the summary. The second one has the receipts OCR'd. And then this one has the line items. Now I got this data set online from Kagle, so yeah, it's a different currency and things are a bit different, but it was able to OCR everything. As you can see, the dates, the slip number, the total, the tax, what's payable, any sort of notes. And just like that, it can access files from your computer and it can also help you create files. For example, this one is directly stored inside of your computer. You can open it with Excel right now. You don't have to download it, it is already there. Now in the very beginning, I had mentioned that Codex is good at two things. First is everyday work and the second is coding related tasks, which means that you can use Codex to wipe code. It could be on your existing code base or you can build something from scratch. It can be a website, it can be a web app, it can be an iOS app, it can be an Android app, it can be a Mac OS desktop app. You name it, it can build it for you. So as a part of this use case, we will be wipe coding a tool which is a web app from scratch. And not only that, we will also see how we can take whatever Codex has built live on the internet, which is how we can deploy it. Before you start coding, make sure you select this work mode. And right here, I would suggest using the best possible model and increasing the reasoning. At least use high, if possible use extra high. Now here's what we are going to wipe code. So I am asking it to build me a thread composer for X. X meaning Twitter. So basically this tool is going to make posting threads on X much easier. So here's the point of the tool. Writing a thread directly on X is painful because you compose one tweet at a time and you can't see the whole picture. So this tool should let me write my whole thread comfortably in one place. It will also show how the entire thread would look once it is posted and basically a preview, and get it onto X with as little friction as possible. And then here's a list of features that I would want. You can pause the video and you can read it. Then this is the part about how we're going to post it to X. Right now I'm not connecting it to the API or anything. We're gonna try a much simpler approach because this is for demo purposes. Then I'm talking a little bit about the looks. For example, have two panes, aim for a modern aesthetic. The preview should be very convincing, very real, and a few more points. Keep the code easy to follow and explain. Now I will share this entire prompt with you. You can look for it in the description in case you want to build something similar. or maybe if you want to use a few things from my prompt. And now let's send it. Alright, so it worked for 19 minutes straight up, and now we can finally test the tool. So let me open it up in Chrome. Alright, so here's the tool that it has built just using that one prompt. So this is the place where we will be drafting the post, and here we will see the live preview of the thread. So let me do a quick example. Alright. Now, as soon as I do a new line, it will count it as a new tweet in that same thread. Yes, so it's doing that right here. So similarly, you can draft your entire post. All right, let's see what other features we have. So here it's showing a total of the characters here. And it is also showing how many characters we have left. Because a lot of times you're tweeting and then it turns out to be more than the character limit. So this solves that problem. And we can turn this on, so it will be more like 1x4, 2x4, okay? From here, I can edit my profile, all right? So let me put my name and my handle. That's my avatar, close. Okay, so now it's branded. So now I can see how it would look to the audience. If I copy all, I think it will copy the entire thing. And from here, I can copy individual tweets. And I'm very interested about this feature, which is post the thread. Now we haven't connected the API, so let's see how that works. So if I click on it, publish one tweet at a time, this opens and copies the text for you. X still needs you to press the post button. Okay, got it. So basically, I just have to hit post. Okay, so let me open the first tweet. Okay, so it basically pulls up the entire tweet for you and you just have to hit post. Got it. And then you can mark it as posted. That takes you to the second tweet and you can again move forward, go back or start over. So this is a quick tool that can help you easily put threads on X. Now there are two different ways of monetizing a tool like this. Either you can keep it open for everyone and you can make money through ads. So you can show them ads, etc. So this is how the conversion tools, the calculators, etc. make money. Or else you can turn this into a complete SaaS with login, sign up, payment collection. You can have AI features here to help you draft the post. You can connect it to the actual X API so that it can directly post on your behalf. And Codex can help you with all of that. If you don't like anything, if you want to change a feature, if you want to change the design, you just give it feedback here. For example, let me say here, add a dark theme to the tool. Because when we think about X or Twitter, basically it's the dark theme that comes to my mind. So let's add that. Similarly, you can change features, move things around, all by using plain English. Okay, so a persistent dark theme has been added. So let's check. Okay, so it has just added it as like a button here. But yes, it works pretty well. I think this should be the default theme of this tool. It gives more of X vibes to me. Okay, so you can basically toggle it. Instead, I think we can also change it with an icon as compared to a button that says dark or light. So yeah, those are a few things you can change. You can add more features. You can keep on iterating with Codex until and unless you get the result that you are satisfied with. So basically right now, this is a file on my computer. It is a code file. It is an HTML file. And in order to take it live on the internet, you have to deploy it. So now let me share how you can deploy whatever you have vibe coded in an easy manner. So before we deploy it, let's give Codex a quick heads up. So let me tell it that we're ready to deploy. Zip the code files and add it to my desktop under a folder called vibe coded project. Now, while that is being done, you must understand that in order to take a web app, a website, live on the internet, you need two different things. The first is a domain and the second is hosting. And for the hosting, I would like to recommend the Codex hosting by Hostinger, which is also the sponsor of today's video. So this hosting plan by Hostinger lets you easily deploy the apps that you have built using Codex in minutes. The best part is that if you buy this hosting, you don't have to buy the domain separately. Instead, the hosting comes with a free domain that lasts for an entire year. Along with that, you also get access to a business email and free managed SSLs. So I will include the link to this page in the description down below. Don't forget to use that link whenever you're ready to host. If you scroll down on this page, you'll find the different plans right here. And out of the two, I would recommend going with the business plan. The reason being, the business plan helps you host up to 5 managed Node.js web apps, up to 50 websites. Talking about the storage, it's coming with 50 GB of storage, 2 CPU cores and 3 GB RAM. So if you're within this limit, you can host up to 5 web apps and 50 websites. Obviously, if you need more bandwidth, you can easily upgrade. And you can use it to host not just the vibe coded projects, but any other projects. Anything that is built with Node.js, PHP, HTML, WordPress, any website builder, or even Hostinger's Horizons, which is their vibe coding platform. So once you're all set, click on choose plan. From here, simply choose for how long you would like to get the hosting for. And then don't forget to use the coupon code Yashica20 to get a flat 20% off on your cart value. This coupon applies to the 12 months plan, the 24 months plan, and the 48 months plan. There you go. So I will include the link to the page along with the coupon codes in the description. Don't forget to use it. Once you're all set, simply continue and create an account. And now let's continue with the deployment. So coming back to Codex, the file has been zipped, which is right here. Alright, so this is what we have to deploy. Great. If you want to see the content of this, you just double click, or else you can also right click and unzip it. So mine just has one file, which is an HTML file. So I'll just upload this one. Yours might have multiple files, so then you will have to stick to the zip folder. So then head back to Hostinger's H panel, then go to websites. Here you'll spot the business plan you just now bought and then click on add website. Now in case Hostinger is taking you through an onboarding process, just select that I hired someone to do it for me so that you can come over to this screen. So now you have to choose from one of these options. So if you have built a web app using Node.js, then you have to choose the last option and upload the zip folder. Or else if you've just built an HTML website, like in our case, you simply choose this one. Then here you can claim the free domain that came with your plan and click on next. Choose the country, move forward. It's going to do a setup. Alright, that is done. Now in case you selected the Node.js web application, it would prompt you to upload that zip folder that Codex had compressed for us. So simply upload that and that's it. Or if you're on the website one, then you have to go to files, then the files of your domain, then go to public HTML, and in here you have to upload the files. So select file, and I'm just going to select the index.html and open. Alright, okay, that is done. So now let's go to the domain, and there we go. Here's the domain and here's our tool. Just remember, in case of a website, you upload the files, but in case of a Node.js web app, you upload the zip folder. And that's how very easily you can vibe code using Codex and host using Hostinger. Now for use case number 4, I would want you to connect Gmail as a plugin. So basically you simply have to sign into a Gmail account and that will connect it to Codex. So I want use case number 4 to be around scheduled automations, where basically it runs at a scheduled time, it completes a particular task and sends you an email. So let me take an example here. Hey Codex, so I am very much into AI startups and I would like to get a weekly email from your end. So essentially that email should tell me about all the new AI startups that have received funding. I want a good summary of what that startup is doing, what is their differentiator, who funded it, all the details that you can find. So if I'm getting this weekly, then one email should contain all the investments that have been made in the last 7 days. I am very particular about AI startups, so only the startups that are using AI in some manner or the other must be included. Alright, so I'm going to set this over. And now what this is going to do is it's going to schedule an automation for us. And that automation is also going to use the Gmail plugin we have just now connected. On top of that, it's going to use web search to find all the startups that have been funded, and then it's going to send us an email. Let me make one more addition here. Another addition is that I want that email to look good and presentable, so write good HTML emails. Alright, because I don't want those bad looking emails that I can barely read. So let me send this. Alright, so the automation is set. Now, since we did not mention the time, it will be running it on every Monday at 9 in the morning. So you can change that if you want. And let's open this up and let's see what we have got. So I'm going to click on show automation. And this is what it is written as a part of the prompt for the automation. There's also the model that will be used, which you can easily change here, and the reasoning. And if you come to the automations tab also, you will find it right there. One thing I did not mention is which email do we want to send this report to. So let me just ask it to send it to myself, like the same email. Yes, that is possible. Okay, so that has been updated. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it right now and we're going to see what response we get. So the automation has started. So if you click on that run, you will see that it automatically sends a prompt in a new chat. And right here, you can also track the progress. So it basically initiates a new chat automatically. Now it's asking for an approval before sending the email. So I'm going to allow it. Okay, and it's saying that the email is sent. Okay, so this is the email I got. So AI funding announcements from June 10 to 16. 5 deals, biggest round, okay? And here are the deals one by one. And obviously with all the details and the sources. Beautiful. So now if you want to make any edits, you can let it know and it will update it in the automation. If not, it will send you weekly emails. Now this is one example I showed. You can set up any other automation. Doesn't have to be around email sending. It can be anything, but it has to be a scheduled task. So that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope that you've got a good gist of how Codex works. And I'm very sure that now you will be able to use Codex for your everyday tasks along with your coding related tasks. If that was the case, don't forget to like the video and do subscribe to the channel. I'm seeing that you guys are watching my video but not subscribing. The reason why I'm asking you to subscribe is because you're clearly interested in this topic. And I post videos regarding this all the time. So do subscribe and hit the bell notification. Let me know in the comments how this video was, and if there's anything else you want me to cover in the future, again let me know in the comments. You'll find the link to Hostinger along with the coupon codes in the description. Don't forget to use that whenever you're ready to host your project. You'll also find the prompts in the description. Also, if you are a business owner and you want to get your processes automated using AI, check out the link to our website in the description. We can help you set up AI agents, AI voice agents, and AI workflows that will help you save a ton of time and increase efficiency. Even if you're not a business owner but would like to get an AI project built out, again, you can reach out to our team, link to our website in the description. If you want to get on a one-on-one call with me, you can check out the link to my consulting calendar in the description. For some more exclusive content from my side, don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn as well as X, and you can send me a connection request on LinkedIn if you want to connect with me personally. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I will meet you in the next one. Till then, bye!